Price Chopper Royals Live on Valley Sports is brought to you by Price Chopper. For freshness, selection, and low prices, Kansas City knows Price Chopper. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Let's take a look and head down on the farm to the International League standings. These are good through Monday. Monday's an off day, so that is typical in all minor league baseball. What has also been typical, the standard for this year, is the pretty close to dominance of the Omaha Storm Chasers, to the point where they're on the verge of clinching a playoff spot. And if you don't follow minor league baseball, we should probably explain that a little bit. We are always happy when Nicholas Batters is in town, voice of the Storm Chasers. I have thought for a long time that this will be such a great thing for the major leagues to have this rule. It keep everybody interested in the second half. Explain what's going on with the Storm Chasers knocking on the door. Yeah, this is a really interesting spot for the Storm Chasers to be in right now. The International League plays a split schedule, so the record resets at the end of the first half, which is June 23rd. That's coming up in a couple of weeks now. So if the Storm Chasers are still in first place 2 weeks from today, then they'll be the first half winners, and they'll get to host the International League Championship Series when the season ends. The thinking is the minor league schedule turns over so much, or really the rosters are turning over constantly, player movement up and down. It just makes sense to reset the records halfway through. So if the Storm Chasers win the first half, then in September they'll host the winner of the second half.
That's great to see, and it's great to see the success they've been having. One player we're very interested in learning a little bit about is Chris Bubich. Yeah. He's on his rehab assignment. Tell us a little about what you've seen from Chris Bubich up to this point.
Well, Chris has had 3 really good starts so far. He's at a point where he's finally getting to that point of making an outing that is something resembling a start. His most recent outing, he had 5 innings. Coming back from Tommy John, it's a long rehab process. You guys know that. You have to build up the pitch count, inning count. Obviously, how many times the pitcher goes out is a little different than how many pitches he's throwing. The fastball velocity is back to where it was. The breaking pitches are getting swings and misses, and he's been really effective. He started his time in Omaha with 8 2/3 scoreless innings, had 11 strikeouts in that span. So now it's really just a question of building up endurance to get to the point where he can make major league starts.
And the thing I've really noticed about the videos we've seen from Chris Bubich is it looks like the ball is coming out of his hands so well. You mentioned the fastball velocity. Are you getting readings on where he is on the velocity?
Yeah, the fastball's been 91 to 92 right now, which is, I get a sense, kind of where he was when he was with the Royals in 2022 and early into 2023. So the velocity's there. If you were to tell me, just watch the video, I wouldn't guess that he was on a rehab assignment. It looks like he's trending in a really good direction.
Another pitcher I want to learn a little bit more about is Chandler Champlain, who is one of the top prospects in all of baseball, and especially in the Royals.
Well, it has been so much fun to watch Champ pitch. He's only made 3 starts with the Storm Chasers, and they've been 3 really impressive starts. He told me his favorite stat is a quality start, which I'd love to hear from a starting pitcher. 6 innings or more, 3 earned runs or less, and he's a bulldog. I've been really impressed because he hasn't really had great swing and miss stuff. With Omaha, he's shown in the past at lower levels he's capable of it, but he's doing a great job of pitching to soft contact, which then limits his pitch count, and that allows him to pitch into the 6th and even the 7th inning like he did in his last start. Only had a couple of strikeouts, but he got the job done, and it was really impressive to see.
I just like, real quick, Monty, you can jump back in. If your nickname is Champ,
so that's a pretty good nickname.
That's a pretty good nickname. I mean, I know it's pronounced Champlain, but that's a pretty good nickname. All right, go on, Monty. Sorry.
Well, one thing I was going to ask, in addition for him, I know when he came over in the trade for Andrew Benintendi, the Yankees had not allowed him to throw his changeup. And I'm curious, is he throwing the changeup effectively now?
He is, yeah, and that's been a huge pitch for him so far. I mean, I look back at his first outing, his curveball's his bread and butter pitch, and his first outing with Omaha, the curveball just wasn't doing what he wanted to do. He couldn't get it to find the strike zone effectively, so he was able to then go to that changeup and get strikeouts with his really 3rd offering, maybe even his 4th offering, you could argue. So that changeup it's still a work in progress, but it's developed a lot with the Storm Chasers. That was an emphasis when he came to the Royals. He said that the Royals staff really wanted to make sure that he could have an effective changeup, and it's proved to be a vital offering.
Walter Pennington's a lefty with a power arm, a guy that misses bats, leading in strikeouts in the league. Tell us a little bit about what we should expect from him. I know oftentimes we're focusing emphasis on swing and miss type stuff. I see that guy.
He's getting more swings and misses than almost anyone in the league. It is remarkable. I know when I came here in August last year to talk with you guys, he was kind of an unknown entity, and now he has more strikeouts than any reliever in minor league baseball. I mean, he's among the league leaders in strikeouts in the International League, mostly pitching out of the bullpen. He's had a couple of opener starts, but he's really sinker slider, and he tunnels those pitches so well. He's able to miss a lot of bats, and it's fun to watch him go out and compete. He's as stoic as anyone. He's never going to get too high, not going to get too low, and as we know by now, he's a really smart cookie too.
Well, that's the kind of guy that'll fit in here as well. Not too high, not too low. Get a feeling that Will Klein and Walter Pennington Jr. will be a big piece of this bullpen going forward in the future. I want to ask you about John Rave. He's a guy that I think anyone that's paying attention a lot, they're aware of him, but he's not a household name yet. Although I feel like every step that he's been at, I've sort of heard the same type of things about him. How would you describe him?
Oh, John's a really exciting player. He's kind of been the anchor in a very good lineup out of the leadoff spot. He's first or second in just about every offensive-based category. He's been hitting leadoff exclusively since probably mid-April, but he's kind of found some more power. He's usually been a contact guy like gap to gap, but he's second on the team in home runs at this point. He's stealing bases, plays a great center field. It's been a little bit of everything from John. He's a good table setter, and that's really paved the way to have the entire lineup see success. I know he's a guy that Matt Quatrero's a big fan of, and he's probably been Omaha's best player in June to this point. So again, he's one of those guys, like most of the Storm Chaser team, knocking on the door of the big leagues right now.
Hope that center fielder survived that dive there. He flat out missed on it and looked like he was struggling. Anyway, this offense has not struggled. I'm curious too. I mean, obviously they're great players down there, but you see the numbers that have been put up. For the most part, a lot of stability, right? But with the big league team being healthy, I'm wondering how much that has helped Mike Jerschele and the stability there.
Oh, it's made a huge difference. Now, Jersch really doesn't roll out the same lineup every 2 days, or any 2 days, but that's partially because there's so many versatile guys, whether it's John Ray, Drew Waters, Nate Eaton, who can play all three outfield positions. C.J. Alexander has played 4 different outfield positions. So there's a lot of mixing and matching that you can do, but it has been the same core of hitters basically the entire season. We rolled out a lineup on Sunday where all 9 hitters in the order had at least 6 homers and 20 runs driven in. At this point in the year, that's pretty uncommon at the AAA level. So it's encouraging to see that top to bottom on the bench, everyone's capable of contributing, and it's partially because there's so much consistency. It's been the same group basically all year.
Great stuff. By the way, I assume you're not immune from Mike Jerschele, right?
Absolutely not.
All right.
Nobody is.
I don't know anybody that ever has been. I just wanted to make sure he was taking good care of you.
Always.
As he has everybody else. Nick, looking forward to hopefully seeing a Storm Chasers clinch very soon. Keep up the great work. Thanks for keeping us informed. Always great to see you here.
Joel Monty, I appreciate it as always.
Thank you.
All right, the great Nicholas Batters with our update from down on the farm.